Welcome back to Sports Tonight on Channels Television. You can be part of the program. I love it when we hear from you. So talk to us on Twitter, Channels_Sports, Facebook, Channels Life Sports, or send us an email to sportstonight@channelstv.com. Just gone by, we talked about the handball on the 20 Nations Championship right there in Marrakech. Nigeria finished third after beating Angola 33-26 in the third place match. I was saying, look, that's what we're talking about. Tana, let's wrap up with this handball so that hopefully some federations are watching and they will understand, because I love the progress we're making in table tennis, for instance, but we're talking about only Aaron or Quadri. When it's time for the age grade competitions, no money, they cannot compete. So they should take a cue from what handball is doing. This is age grade. They finished third. These guys will now return to a viable league. That's how
after the competition.
Yes.
So they keep moving. That's what it tells you. So they are engaged from one competition to the other. You know, there's no time for them to get involved in frivolities. All they know now is playing handball and playing it best. And so that is where our concentration should be. Right. Facilities, a good league, welfare of the players. And then we can now say, yes, we are ready to do. We are ready to compete with other parts of the world. But if we keep insisting and then we bring some policies here and there, people come to make policy statements that we will never see being made realistic, then we keep having problems. But we want to see a structure on ground. Yeah. I want to go to a handball event and see players playing handball. I don't want to go there to listen to people making speeches and there's nothing going on. So that is what we are seeing right now. It's work and it's for you and I to see. Austin, you know, I'm going to sleep very well tonight, Austin, because I can see that if you put in much work to anything you do, you're going to derive success from it. There's no doubt about it. The players, I tell you, will continue to give their best because they know that they have a federation.
Something is motivating them.
They know that they have a federation who are behind them. And these men are trying to prove that, yes, we can get it done, even though we don't receive as much funds that other federations receive. Like you stated earlier, these are the other sports. It's just football and the other sports. But the other sports are telling you that combined together, we can do better than football.
Give
and for
support.
me, they just need that support. And this is an opportunity for us to tell the corporate world that, yes, guys, you can put your money where your mouth is. If you invest in Nigerian handball, you'll be shocked at the kind of response you will even get in terms of results, in terms of achievements, and in terms of the development of the players and the game in the country. And I think that is the way forward for us to go. That's more sponsorship for these young lads.
In summary, it is what you sow, you reap. That's all we've been talking about. So we have a leadership of handball that is accountable, that is passionate, and we're beginning to see the results. We love it. So we'll use this handball now. We'll continue to monitor them. So the leadership, they are working hard. The final phase of the league is coming to Lagos. So we'll play our part. On the 25th, the league will start in Lagos. How about we go to the venues? Yes, let's go to the venues. Let's just go and cheer the teams, know more about handball, give the federation more reasons to keep working hard so that when we talk about handball, somebody will not say, no, Nigeria is not good in it. That's not true. I speak to persons in the 70s and the 80s. They'll say, we used to be so... What's that? Grasshoppers? Was a club that was so...
Grasshoppers.
You know, of Owerri.
So
good of a club.
In handball.
So you say, we just destroy these things and then we say, no, we are not good in it.
we are not good. And then we forget about it and, you know, life goes on. No, if you invest in it, you're definitely going to get results. If we come in, they say he who wants to go to equity must go with clean hands. If we do the right things that we'll do, we'll always get the right results. And I'm happy these folks are showing all of us Nigerians that, yes, we can get it done no matter the challenges, no matter issues on ground. And they are getting it done. The players are telling them, we can do it. Thank you for your support.
That's
we will do more.
So we've seen a passionate handball team, and we're already seeing the results. From the elections, remember that elections we had that a lot of talking points came out from. We got some presidents, they're already working. One of them, handball. That's the league. First phase in Abuja. Final phase is coming to Lagos now. We've been monitoring cricket, volleyball, squash. These are sports that are, even gymnastics to a point, they are coming out to say, look, we can do our bit. You just heard the story of the Federation president sponsoring athletes to go to the National Youth Games. So together we can do this thing. So let's leave handball now and go to volleyball. Volleyball too has been busy. Remember, our ladies under 20, they just came back from Nairobi. They finished fourth. Federation said no problem. No problem. So kudos to Musa Nimrod, Engineer Musa Nimrod and his team. They are also doing a great job. Now in Abuja, they're taking part in the Under-21 Nations Cup. That's a good one. Ladies went to Under-20. They are back. The men, they are playing in the Under-21 now. And it's still age grade. So with this now, Tana, they can go back, assess the team, know where they're wrong, and then the part that they did where they consolidate.
Yes, of course. And the good thing is we are hosting. And that for me is a plus, should have been a plus. But though I didn't monitor the competition very closely, what are the facilities we are using? Because sometimes we need to tell ourselves the truth. They should have been able to tell us that, yes, we've had the right facilities and all of that. I'm not in Abuja, but hopefully, I hope they should have done the things that they should do. But in terms of development of the players, fantastic project for us. When last were we, you know,
talking about volleyball, handball.
Austin, I became a journalist in 2005, and I was appalled. You know, when we had a senior member of a federation in the IOC who belonged to the volleyball federation, but I never saw a volleyball court inside the national stadium. Lagos, from that time till now, there's no volleyball court. But what it goes to show now is that they've gone back again, just like the handball counterparts, and say, no, we have to create something
First
for this.
Identify the problems.
Yeah, and so they are coming up gradually. They are coming up through the junior ranks and all of that. And that, for me, you know, it's the way forward. We have to go back. We have to forget about winning at all costs. We want to go for a competition, you know. Or, you know, Austin, you agree with me. In recent times, some of our federations brought in foreigners to come and compete for us just because they knew that they didn't do the right thing at the grassroots level. So they needed foreigners who were hurriedly giving Nigerian passports just to compete for us. And they, you know, we paid heavily for all that, and it didn't take us anywhere. But today, they now understand that if you develop your talents at the grassroots level, there's no way you are going to come out a loser.
It's showing. Even if they don't win, we'll be pleased that this one is our own. We developed this one. Joy Udo Gabriel in athletics is an example.
Yeah, it's an example. You know, and thanks to Making of Champions, they turned that girl to who she is today. If she never had that, then of course, we probably would have lost her as well. Let the volleyball team even lose in the group stages. They will come back home, identify their mistakes.
Sit down.
Yeah, and then they can plan for the future. It's worse when you don't even have a competition at all. It's worse when you don't even know the rules of the games. It's worse when you don't even have technical officials for the games.
Sometimes I just hope that this person in charge of our sports will actually listen. Because after this competition, it gives them an opportunity to sit down and talk. Don't just say the competition is over and that's it. Sit down and talk. Say, no, it wasn't about skills. It's coaching. So let's train our coaches.
Of course.
So, no, it wasn't about coaching. Our players lack exposure. Let's do more tournaments. You know, when you start talking, Tana, that's how you identify problems and look for solutions.
Of course. In the Western world, they start preparing for the next competition immediately that one has ended. In fact, for some countries in the Olympics, they prepare even 8 years ahead, you know, for the Olympics. So they identify
that wrapped up for Tokyo.
For Tokyo already.
They're not doing anything anymore. Yeah.
But we just go to bed and feel okay. There's always a fire brigade approach. We always find a way. Our athletes, Nigeria. You made the athletes get used to such tradition, and then they now have to, you know. It was all about last-minute rush here and there for us to get medals at events, and perhaps we go to the Olympics, come back with a gold medal or a bronze medal, and we're all happy and all of that. It shouldn't have been. If we had a vibrant, you know, structure on ground, we would have passed where we are now, Austin. And I'm happy a lot of the other sports that had been overlooked in previous years are now coming up to say, yes, we need to start from the grassroots.
So tomorrow, when someone comes up and say the biggest budget is for football, we'll say, wait, we agree, but volleyball has done this. Handball has been doing this.
Of course.
Squash did this. Table tennis did, you know. But when you're not doing anything and everybody knows wrestling, you know, everybody now just keeps going, and then things that, no, it doesn't work that way. Let's go to Abuja. Let's give you some of the results from matches played today at the African Under-21 Volleyball Nations Cup. Nigeria is hosting, and we like it because it's given us an opportunity to talk about volleyball. So today, Chad lost to Egypt 3-0. It's straightforward. The Egyptians, we know what they've done.
They are the champions. They've had a
Egypt, Tunisia, nobody needs to tell you. It's not Africans. There you go. So it was straight victory for them. But this was shocking to me because Nigeria defeated Cameroon in the first game, but lost today to Rwanda. no problem. I've been speaking to some of the coaches and some followers of handball. They say, look, Rwanda is also doing well for their handball.
Of course.
And
You can see the score 25-22,
yeah.
25-20.
So even when we try to fight,
it's close.
Yeah, it's close.
Yes.
So nobody should say, oh, because they lost.
No, not at all.
It's a gradual process. So in that pool A where we have Nigeria, Cameroon lost to Tunisia 3-1. So you see, it was a very tough one. Nigeria defeated Cameroon. So Cameroon went on to defeat Rwanda. Rwanda has beaten Nigeria now. So you see, it's going around. Yeah. 8 countries taking part in it. Good learning curve for the team. So let's take a look at the fixtures for tomorrow. So just in case you're in Abuja, you could just go out there too and see some action going on in volleyball. In Pool A, Rwanda will take on Cameroon, while Nigeria will play Tunisia. By the way, Tunisia, they're on top of the group. But Tana, lovely. For me, lovely. You mentioned the facilities because we know the states of the National Stadium in Abuja.
Sure.
But this is package B of the stadium. But some would say you pass through a door to get into the house. So, so when you look outside and you say, what's going on? So it's another call. Tana, yes, it's not just about hosting. When we finish, say, look, we bring people here.
That is it.
To see the country. Can we sweep it? Can we make it look good?
Yeah, people host competitions, countries host competitions to show the world what they've got. You know, I know a lot of people who went to Russia and came back and said, oh, before we went there for the World Cup, we had a different perception about Russia. So there are some countries, we pride ourselves as the giant of Africa. And, you know, there are some countries coming to Nigeria and they are hoping to see a near perfect organization in terms of facilities, in terms of the culture, neatness of the people and all of that. You know? But I know most times we always try to make the world understand that, well, we have our own Nigerian style and all of that. But I think we need to understand that from now, we are getting the right results at, you know, developmental levels. Very, very importantly, we need a structure. Facilities must be on ground. After this competition, we shouldn't go there, close the door to the package B and say, once again,
another federation, go and bid,
know, and all of that. No, we have to look at the competitions that are coming up and then develop our facilities. These facilities should even be everywhere around Abuja. If you move around within Abuja, we should have at least 10 standard volleyball courts around.
What does it take?
What does it take
to have a proper volleyball?
What does it take?
God. Tana, Nigeria is part of the host city for the FIBA World Cup qualifiers. I'm sure you know some African countries are here. So a coach approached me and said he's looking for the place for basketball. I said it's here at the National Stadium. And I'm in Nigeria. And sometimes this is embarrassing. And I said, this is not the main bowl. But is the main bowl good?
Austin.
For how long? So we bring Rwanda is here, for instance.
Yeah.
I saw them training the other day. And they look and they say, the world over, people respect Nigeria. They can respect us more if our sport is admirable.
Austin, it's still a shock how we still manage to bring in foreigners to come into the National Stadium. Because even we as Nigerians, we get disgusted every day walking into that stadium and out of it. You know, for me, we shouldn't be hosting, you know, international competitions there any longer. We need to showcase ourselves if we claim to be the giants in a proper manner. The indoor sports hall of that National Stadium is nothing to write home about. There was a basketball competition that was held there recently, and they tried to fix up everything and all of that. But I told you, some folks came from the US to come and organize it, and it had gone back even almost worse than the state it was in the past. So what are those in charge of the federation doing?
We'll ask them that question.
What is the sports ministry doing?
Tana, just pause. I like where I'm pausing you. What is the sports ministry doing? Let's go on this quick break. We'll be right back. Don't go anywhere.